In 2005, Rico, an African-American black male barely out of high school, was enrolled in a school in Smyrna, Tennessee, to further train in the skills he was pursuing. For the first time, Rico lived away from home all on his own, on a campus with his peers, among other age ranges. The campus was a medium-sized property, with the dormitory building reaching 4 stories high, overlooking the main lobby inside, while also surrounding the courtyard area where students often hang out, smoke cigarettes, play games, have meetings, etc. Rico's dorm room was located on the 3rd floor on the men's wing, opposite of the women's wing. Upon getting off of the elevator, you would take a left turn, enter the men's wing until you reach a long hallway. Upon reaching the hallway, you would make another left turn, continuing down the hall until you pass about 3 doors, and that was Rico's assigned dorm, having just 2 other guys assigned in that dorm along with him. Rico remembers one particular guy that was assigned to the bed by the window, a cool, calm, collective type of guy from elsewhere in Tennessee. They would occasionally conduct small chats, but not enough to hold memories of it. Rico would soon explore the campus, getting accustomed to school routines, including other extra activities like mapping out the campus. The laundry room was detached from the dormitory, in a building tucked behind the main lobby. You would have to go out the back door in order to quickly access it, or else walk all the around. Upon his few times washing his clothes at night during his free time, Rico noticed how empty and dark it was outside the laundry building. No one in sight, and noticeably in the middle of nowhere, beside a military facility a few yards down. Rico started to enjoy his time there, but was also getting homesick. He'd make a couple of friends, but the excitement was fading within him. It was the same routine that kept replaying over and over, not able to leave campus because he had no vehicle. One particular night, Rico found out some information about another person in a dormitory a few doors down. After curfew, a few guys would climb outside the window, walking on the ledge to get to that particular dormitory, and climbing in that window to hang out and play video games. This was against school rules. Curfew means lights are off and no activity was to proceed except for using the bathroom. Rico tries it for the first time, climbing up out of the window onto the ledge, looking down 2 stories with almost no room to make mistakes. It reminded him of TV shows when people trapped themselves on the side of a high-rise building, needing help to get back inside. Rico continued this adventure, making it to the other dorm to hang out. After a few days passed, Rico was agitated, not having anything to do. He wanted to play the video game again, but the guy who owned it was entertaining his friends on the courtyard. The time was about an hour or so before curfew. Rico decided to sneak in the guy's dormitory to play the video game. Rico climbs out of his dormitory window up on the ledge, facing the outside darkness alone. It was quiet, except the crickets that chirped in a distance below. Rico didn't feel the same excitement as the last time with his associates. If he was to fall, no one would hear him. No one actually stayed in the dormitories before lights were out. As Rico examined his surroundings, he absolutely confirms that the campus was indeed in the middle of nowhere. He takes a couple more looks 2 stories below, and then decides to proceed. He reaches the other dormitory, and to his memory today, he entered the dormitory, not staying inside long enough to recount a memory of his activities inside. However, Rico makes his way back into his assigned dormitory without incident, without being noticed, and without ever attempting it again. As time proceeded, Rico returned back to his home in Memphis, Tennessee, taking a mental picture of his adventure on the ledge of the building that he still reminisces about today. This was indeed God's covering on Rico during his time within the Lost. The risk that all of them took on that ledge was an incredible protection from none other than God himself. This wasn't no small floor building. The floors of the campus building stood very tall. The 3rd floor seemed more like the 4th floor. However, God was still in control, protecting Rico, and now he lives to share how God has watched and kept him, even when Rico wasn't watching out for himself.